Every organization has conflict, healthy and sometimes unhealthy. How do you know if you're creating an unhealthy culture? Let's take a scenario. Beth, division director, 3 months, highly competitive individual, has two branches working for her. She creates competition between the branches to the point they are pitted against each other now. Every week, the teams feel like it is Super Bowl, a week leading up to Super Bowl Sunday. Highly competitive. In meetings, what does she do? She holds people accountable. It's her standard. If you make an error or you miss your numbers, you're going to be called out in that meeting to the point of being humiliated. And that's what some folks are telling me. Also, 3 months she's been there, all her meetings are wholly focused on the agenda, getting things done, and the mission. Nothing outside of that. Healthy? Is she creating conflict that's environment for healthy conflict or unhealthy? She is ticking the boxes for unhealthy conflict. And those boxes have the three boxes are, number one, polarities, creating polarities or binaries in an organization, us against them. Humiliation is number two, and number three is a negative work culture. Let's take a look at all three of those. And as I do that, I want you to think about yourself, think about your organization, and do you have any of these elements in your culture? Conflict is good. Healthy conflict makes organizations grow. Unhealthy conflicts pulls organizations apart. Let's see where you are. Element number one, creating polarities or binaries is what I call it. That is where us against them. We see this every day in politics. If you're either with me or you're against me. You could have conflict where you're trying to resolve a team problem and it supports the overall mission. What is she doing? She is pulling the team apart where they used to work collaboratively. That's not happening anymore. They're not working collaboratively, and they're working against each other. They're holding information. They're resisting working together. That is unhealthy conflict. You want conflict in an organization that's going to make the organization get better. So area number one, creating polarities. Also think about, let me just add one other point. Polarities is when it's one against the other. If you have a larger organization and say you have 3 divisions, 4 or 5 divisions, polarities are more unlikely because that's one against one. Polarities are one against one. When you have a number of entities, it's hard to get those polarities because individuals, you have a mixture of different views there. Do you have polarities going on in your organization? Number 2, humiliation. Humiliation, taking someone from a place and knocking them down to the point. What do you feel if someone humiliates you? How do you feel towards that individual? There's obviously some embarrassment, but then there's some resentment, and you start holding information. You are no longer working with each other, and you feel stress. Next time you're in front of that room, you have this stress feeling going on. Are you going to give all the information you need? Are you holding things back? You're always protecting yourself. You cannot be open because you're always feeling stressed. That's number 2. Number 3. Number 3 is a negative work culture. Psychology says that psychology, particularly positive psychology, has done research. To feel good, we as individuals, we like feeling good at work. Feeling good reduces overall stress. In order to have that positive feeling, we need at least a ratio of 3 to 5 positive interactions to each 1 negative. I'm going to say that again. 3 to 5 positive interactions in order to 1 negative reaction to feel good about ourselves. That's incredible. That means you have to have positivity flowing through your organization. If you have that negative feeling, a negative feeling, again, creates that stress like humiliation where folks are not engaged. They're not leaning in, they're holding back, and they're holding back, not giving everything they need. Look at your organization. We just went through the 3. Where did you come out as I went through each one of them? Healthy culture on, do you have polarities going on? Is the way folks held accountable? Is there humiliation in there? And what are you doing about a positive culture? Thanks for listening. Hope you found that helpful. See you next Monday morning, 8:30. Have a great week.